We're young. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Franchuk and I'm a professional artist, dreamer, traveler, creative, lover of beautiful things. And in this video, I'm gonna give you guys another update on everything that has been going on this week in the studio and beyond. And mainly it was just going to art exhibitions, which is exciting because it's the first time I'm tapping back into this art world, like the local art community and all of the events after coming back to Ukraine. So I'm super pumped and super excited about it. We just visited, I visited 2 exhibitions last week and it was amazing. I actually got accepted into the Christmas exhibition, which some of you who watched the previous vlogs would know that has been a huge thing, and it had like really short deadline. I basically created 3 paintings from scratch in 1 week, and then I had to submit them, and then in 2 days we had an exhibition, and that was really fun. I gotta go to the opening. Julie was not so fine with people and cameras and like just so many strangers in one room, and she was barking a lot, so Paul had to leave eventually with her, but I stayed and I connected to many people, and I talked to one publisher who have a publishing company here in Uzhhorod, and just got to meet many cool people. And then somehow I ended up in a different exhibition that was from Hungarian Artists Union, because we live here in the border town, so there is a huge Hungarian community and Hungarian art community. So a lot of things and a lot of exhibition that happening there is in Hungarian and it's translated into Ukrainian, or it's like it's just 2 languages, or it's the other way around, it's Ukrainian and translated into Hungarian, because we just have a big segment of Hungarian speaking people and community, which is super cool. I love Uzhhorod. It's really international, it's really fun, a lot of things going on here. But most of all, it was just really encouraging to see the fruit of my work. Yeah, like the work that I do, the hard work bringing fruit, and also seeing my own potential again, just seeing that I can deliver results, and really specific results in a time frame, in a deadline, which I have been missing since probably art college. Never worked like that productively in a really long time. So I'm gonna show you just in a minute like the finished pieces, and one only gonna have some videos attached from the exhibition because it's still there. It's gonna be exhibited there for 2 more weeks in the main city gallery. So that's exciting. So I basically created 3 pieces from scratch for this winter Christmas theme exhibition, and that was one of them. So this is the final result. They only accepted like 1 of them into the exhibition, and it's so funny because it was the last one that I was working on, and I literally finished it like day before, and I was so uninspired. I felt like these 2 pieces that didn't get to be part of exhibition, I put a lot more, like I felt like in the moment I had a lot more inspiration and just plan and how like it's gonna go, just had like more structure to the process, and I was way more excited about it. And the 3rd one was like really loose and just experimental, like the most experimental from all of them, so I didn't know where it's going. And basically the last day when I was finishing it, Paul just told me like, hey, you're gonna finish it, and I'm like, I think good enough. Like the other 2, like they're really strong pieces, and this one I just don't know how I'm gonna work on it. Like I don't have a plan for it, but then I pushed through, and that's the piece that they took, because I don't know, somehow it felt like it fitted better into like the whole exhibit. So that's the encouragement and your sign to not give up on the paintings that you yourself think are not worth of, like they're not your best paintings, like you think in the moment. A lot of times in the past, something that I feel like is not fully, like I'm not happy with a piece, or something is like, I don't think it's my strongest piece. This is a piece that would like get the most attention from the audience, or this is a piece that would sell first. And many times I don't even know like if I should sign it, if it's finished, if it's like as good as I want it to be, but then it actually gets way more positive feedback somehow, which is really interesting and humbling for me, that artistic process, you not always yourself in control and you are not always know the best. It's important to like your work overall, but it's a good reminder that we are not creating only for ourselves and from ourselves, and many times we ourselves cannot judge what is good. That's really fun. But anyway, I though really love this piece. I think it's my favorite. It's kind of recalls this Outstanding Artist challenge from the reality show that I was part of, the collaborative process. But I made it more into Ukrainian theme, and I added like our traditional stars, and with oils it's really got to sing, and I just love all of the different experiments also I made here, which is I experimented a lot with physical texture and visual texture. And it was actually like in the beginning when I started working on those pieces, I was like, I'm just taking a detour because I'm really have this priority, like one of the priorities in my career, to like get to the artists union, to participate more in the local projects. So it felt like a small detour from my like main abstract work and what I'm like focusing myself in my portfolio and like this season of life and career as an artist, because it's like now I have to like step back on my normal work and create something a bit more like on a different themes, like more representational. But what I actually find out that those opportunities, they are beneficial in so many ways, because I would never really, if not those deadlines and those themes, discover so many textural things and techniques that I discovered just being pushed to create 3 paintings from scratch in a week. So what I did, because I didn't have this pressure, like this is my like most amazing work and I have to like create a masterpiece. I was like, I have a theme and I have to do it fast, and I just have to deliver. So I was like, I'm gonna try every single process and texture, because I want to like the best and the most expressive result with like the least thinking or effort, like not necessarily effort, just like it's sometimes really hard to make decisions ahead, like what you're gonna do to create a specific result. So in those experimental pieces it was great just to try things out, which is what I did specifically with the texture. And I made so many different effects for the first time in my life, and this theme gave me like a platform and opportunity to do so. And I'm really like, for example, this whole part with all of those marks and the gold leaf shining through and then the glazes on it, it was really fun. Same with like all of the layering of the city and how like this pastels work with textural paste and how paint layers on top. It was really spontaneous. It was in the moment of just like, let's try this and let's try this, and this doesn't work, so let's try that. And I would never really like probably think of those in my normal process, because I just have more time and I spend a lot of time just sitting and looking and trying to make decisions slower and like more calculated in a way. Even though abstract is pretty loose and forgiving, still I do think a lot of like what to put on the surface, and here I didn't. So now I'm just having so many more ideas of how I can use those discoveries in my normal process and how I can enrich my abstract work with just a like way richer texture effects. So this is exciting. So those were just some technical discoveries in my process, but the painting itself and the story behind it is really interesting, because I feel like as we in this Christmas season and like all of the holidays coming up, I wanted to paint something that kind of like merges different memories and something from my culture and also something just like universal experiences, and just this like feeling of light and hope in like those cold days and seasons. And if you watch the podcast, we just talked about traditions and culture and how it has to do with holidays in our last living room podcast, which was an interesting talk. If you watched it or just recalling it in a couple words, we were talking about that it's like when you grew up without a specific culture, or like we have Ukrainian culture here, but it was with the Soviet rule, and this whole season like my parents didn't grow up with Ukrainian culture, and it was a lot of Soviet culture, and then now Ukraine is coming back to its own culture, and then we as a family also just trying to figure it out, like what are the things that we want to keep and treasure, because we have memories from the holidays, but the way we celebrated things and the way we just want to move forward, it's like a big gap let's say, and it's a bit hard to identify like what is your own culture, what are those meaningful things and experiences, and what is something you want to pass in generations. So I made this painting with a Christmas theme, and I really wanted to combine different personal experiences and some of our just Ukrainian heritage with the star, because like this is like a Christmas star and the light and the hope and like just more universal symbolism with, but those are on the back. It's just something from the local Ukrainian culture when they go on the mountain and they carry all of this different colorful decorations and stars and sticks on sticks, and it's really colorful and really fun, and it's something that is really unique culturally. So I just really love this calm and soothing atmosphere that this painting gives me, and I called it actually Starry Night. I call it in Ukrainian Starry Night, but it doesn't appear to me that it's the same as like Van Gogh's Starry Night. So it was really interesting because I really love Van Gogh's Starry Night, and it always evokes so many emotions and feelings inside of me. I was just drawn to that painting since I was a child. So it was really interesting that this name, but in Ukrainian, came up to me, and I gave it to this painting. And it's just cool because like it has stars here over the city, and also has like this decorative stars from the decoration, and then this one shining Christmas star in the middle. So it really fits this painting. I felt like it was meant for it, this name. So this is the Starry Night. And this is the second painting that I created for the exhibition. I was really trying to like push on variety, on ideas and topic, just like really unfold, because like you have a theme, Christmas, winter, like, but what it is for me, like how do I want my own story and my voice to show in the theme, because it's like you can interpret it like really literal, or you can like step one step further and like one step deeper and see like what is beyond the surface, like what are those images, what are those symbols that like particularly for you represent the season, represent the theme. That was the first painting the first idea that got pop up in my mind, and that's the first painting that I started, and it was like the furthest along from all three of them. And I actually felt like really excited to paint horse again, because I used to paint horses a lot, and horses are my absolute passion. I was riding horses since I was a child, and I always dreamed of having a horse. Still don't have my own horse, but we go to the horseback riding place and we ride regularly now, which is a big blessing. Paul rides with me and he really loves it, so that's even more special, because I was always thinking like would be really nice if my husband also loves horses and we can ride together, and we are riding together, so this is just so cool. And white horses just always been this symbol for me of like the dream and purpose, and something like so special and meaningful and magical just in your life, like this symbol of a dream in a way. So I just wanted to paint a white horse, and this winter blue color palette really supported this vision, and this kind of appeared really spontaneously, this whole path of stars or constellations. What connects also like or unites all three of those paintings that I created for the exhibition, that they have this like Christmas shining star in the middle, which is like this light and hope that I feel like we all crave and want, and what the season and holidays remind us about. So that I felt like was really cool. And the horse looking over the city, also I was feeling like it's like season change, or like the winter is coming, something new is on the horizon. It's white snow and white horse. It's like new beginnings. It's like beauty from unexpected places. I have like really like so many different thoughts of when I look at this painting and like what it makes me feel. and I would like to hear what you think about it and how does it speak to you. So those were 2 out of 3 that I was working on that week, and the third one you're gonna see in the exhibition content, because I finished it like literally at night before we had this submission process going on, like in person in the gallery. So we didn't like create any content or anything about the final piece. It was like literally still wet when they put it on the wall. And I just want to say that it was really, like, once again, it was really encouraging just to participate in offline events again. And also, like, here in Ukraine, even though like we live on the west and it's like a bit like it's way more safe than the rest of the country, it's still like really empowering and encouraging for me, and it lifts my spirit up just seeing that people are interested in culture, and there is like so many more events going on even like than before, and like they're not just like decreasing the amount of art and culture, but it's like it's growing in the middle of the war, in the middle of adversities, in the middle of difficulties with financing and other things. Like the art and culture are still standing strong, and people are working in those fields, and they organize events, and they sing and they paint, and the life is going on, especially here in this time and season. Like seeing that is something that gives me a lot of hope and courage also to go even stronger, go an extra mile in this time for the culture, which I feel like is really, really cool and empowering. Those paintings gonna be released to the email list today with exclusive access for 24 hours only for the email subscribers, and then later on they're gonna be up on the website. So if the painting speaks to you, make sure to click the link in the description to subscribe to my email list. So thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas again and happy holidays, and I will see you guys next week.